Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Welcome back. Thanks so much for stopping in. It's another episode of Why Haven't I Read This Book Yet? And today we're going to dive into some classics. Some classics I haven't read a lot of classics, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, there are some that I would like to read. They're sitting on my shelf. I can read them at any time, but I just haven't. So, got a little stack here. So let's dig into some classics and shame myself. No, not really. This is all good fun. But just wonder, why haven't I read this one yet? So let's dig in. We're going to start with Elizabeth Gaskell's North and South. This one seems good, and I haven't read anything by the author at all, so maybe this would be a good place to start. So, the story of Margaret Hill, a southerner newly settled in the northern industrial town of Milton, whose ready sympathy with the discontented mill workers sits uneasily with her growing attraction to the charismatic mill owner, John Thornton. So, it looks like we get, a bit of love, but also a bit of socioeconomic differences, of, sort of class and things. Sounds pretty cool. Very small writing. This probably is shameful. I haven't read Tar Baby by Toni Morrison. I haven't read much Toni Morrison at all. And I have a lot of her books on my shelf. They're just sitting there. I should be most embarrassed about that, right? but this is just a placeholder for most Toni Morrison books that I haven't read. But Tar Baby in particular appeals to me for whatever reason. I don't know necessarily a reason, but yeah, I need to read more Morrison for sure. And Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Yeah, I haven't read this book. I've only read one Jane Austen book, and that was Pride and Prejudice, which basically everybody reads. I got a few of her books though. I haven't read them, but I can read them as sitting there right on my shelf. Sense and Sensibility. I don't know why that's so hard to say. I could do it. I can do it any day. Embarrassingly, I've never read this. The Diary of the Young Girl from Anne Frank. Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing, actually. Well, I think some people read this in school and stuff, but we never did. So I missed it then, and then I just never read it. But I have this old copy that I've had for quite a while. Who knows why we do the things we do. Ralph Ellison's The Invisible Man. Yeah, I haven't read this. I've got a really beat up copy. I should probably get a better copy. But it's kind of long too, so it's a bit intimidating in that way. But I feel this is probably some essential reading that I just haven't yet. Okay, now I have had this book probably for 20 years. Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbo. Trumbo? Yeah. I'm scared to read this book. This book intimidates me because I feel like it's going to be it's just going to be really sad. This is, of course, a wartime novel about the shock of war. I think it's kind of brutal, which doesn't necessarily deter me, but I don't know. I think it's just one of those books, I think I just need to read it. I just need to get over it and read it. Now this one I haven't read but want to, is because it's like 1,000,000 pages, is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. is so big. It's so long. Why is it so long? Does it need to be this long? Who's read this? Like, I don't know, y'all. Is there a good audiobook for it? Maybe that'll help me get through it. This one's intimidating because, well, let's just see. This is, of course, a paperback, so it's 1,463 pages. Woo, doggies. I don't know, man. I've not read any Faulkner. Have I? What do you think? No, I don't think so. I have As I Lay Dying. I feel like I have maybe another one of his books too. I can't remember now. I definitely have this one because I found it sitting on the shelf. I could read this. I need to read this. I need to read some Faulkner, right? I think that's kind of required reading, at least read one, right? Southern Gothic, right? Yeah, I need to read that. I need to read some Faulkner. Victor Hugo, that I guess is a bit more digestible, is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This one makes me nervous because I kind of wonder, like, will I get upset by how Quasimodo is talked about? This ain't no Disney version, you know what I'm saying? Which I love. Okay, I will say I love the Disney version of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. But I feel like it's also going to be really sad. So I just got to get in the mindset for this one, probably. It's not 1,000,000 pages, though, so it's not even 500 pages. I mean, wow. Don't even talk to me. I don't know why I haven't read this one yet. The Rise We're Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I don't know why I am the way I am. But yeah, I need to read this one too. Really need to read it. Such a beautiful cover too. That foiling of the flowers. I know this is good. I know this is good. I know that when I read it, it's gonna be amazing. And it just sits on my shelf. Yeah, I have not read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I feel like I really need to. This one, I don't know. Which of these would be like the one I would most grab next? It might be this one. It might be Jane Eyre, but I don't know. You know, I read which I know is a different author, but I read Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights and hated it. So maybe like Charlotte Bronte is more my speed with Jane Eyre. Maybe. This is the one, between these two probably are the ones I'm most kind of excited about reading, like sooner rather than later. Of course, I want to read all of these at some point, but man, I don't know why I haven't read these books. Why haven't I read these books yet? So let me know what classics are just lingering on your shelf that you just haven't read yet. And of these, I mean, which ones have you read? Do you love them? Or are they just like, ooh, or you really don't want to do it? Like, you really don't need to read Les Mis. It's really fine. Let me know. Or any of these that, you have read or want to read. Let me know down in the comments. What should I add? What should I read first of this list? Let me know. So that's it for Why Haven't I Read This Book for this week, or for this time. So thanks for watching. That's going to do it for me. Till next time. Bye, friends.